Welcome to the Smackdown review edition of the Dylan Hilder Show. And this Smackdown starts off with Pat McAfee and Baron Corbin. Well, kind of Baron Corbin. McAfee comes out, talks about a little bit about their time in Indianapolis, and then calls him bum-ass Corbin again. They show the Money in the Bank attack, the whole 9 yards. Corbin comes on the Jumbotron and says that he is not able to go to the ring because he's got monkeypox. I don't know what was going on there, but it was a really good heel move by Corbin, talking trash from behind the camera. McAfee, electrifying, exciting, as usual. So it was a great segment. Now on to Liv Morgan versus Natalya. This match was all right. One big thing I do want to point out is the power bomb is a finisher. It is not a spot move. It should not be used on a random ass SmackDown to be used for a half-assed comeback. And on top of that, this match for Liv Morgan, it was way too back and forth. You're in one of these scenarios where you have to build the champion up to the challenger. And having Rousey kind of dominate the match last week while having Liv and Natalya going back and forth, it doesn't make Liv look good. But as far as after the match, Liv obviously ended up winning. Felt like you could say that she escaped, but nonetheless, she actually cut a good promo. It was believable. She felt like a fighter, and then at the very last minute, she ruined it. A little laugh at the end, and it's just like, God, Liv, you almost had it. You are good. Liv is great in the ring. Do not get me wrong. But she's got to give the believable promo without giggling at the end. When you giggle at the end, I no longer take you seriously. It can't be done. Like, if I come up and say, I'm going to come kick your ass, you're going to laugh at me. You're not going to take me seriously. I mean, come on. Now we had a little segment with Theory and Heyman, and it was so funny. Heyman trying to get Theory to have a scheduled cash-in instead of cashing in at SummerSlam. And you know that he knows that Heyman knows that Theory knows.
What?
I don't know. Anyway, they did indicate, or at least hint at, the cash-in was going to be for both titles. It would include both titles. It would not just be one. Although I think it would be better if they split them up. But nonetheless. And then Theory kind of, he cut a pretty good promo and kind of hop skipped and mocked Paul. Very, very hilarious. Loved it. And now we got to the more meh part of the programming. The New Day dressing up like the Walmart Viking Raiders. If you want the Viking Raiders to be a credible, scary tag team, you got to make sure people forget about that fun, what's the word for it? The fun, happy, kind of joking around. You got to get people to forget about that, and bringing that back up is not doing that. And the New Day, as annoying as usual, Woods using a slogan from 1999.
Okay, so we've established she ain't got no alibi. She ugly. She ugly. U-G-L-Y. She ain't got no alibi.
Like, good Lord. And then Viking Raiders come out. They cut a promo, which I didn't like. When you have big, scary guys like that, it's better to just have them be silent. Silence speaks so much louder than giving a crappy promo. But nonetheless, the Vikings came down and they were ambushed by Shaky and Mahal. And booking 101. Good guys do good guy things. Bad guys do bad guy things. If good guys do bad guy things, that doesn't make sense. If the New Day is supposed to be the good guys, they are not supposed to be setting up an ambush. But, you know, whatever. And then we have a backstage segment with Walter and Ludwig. Cut great promo, Walter did. And then Ludwig said something. It was like part of it was in English, and then it went to German. And the German language, as many know, is awfully aggressive and scary, especially when it's coming from someone like Walter. And then Walter told Ludwig to pull his jacket zipper down, and then whack. Oh my God. That looks like that hurt. That cannot feel great. If I'm Ludwig, I'm asking for hazard pay. But great segment. And now on to what we were told was Aaliyah and Lacey Evans. Now, we didn't actually get the match. Aaliyah was just there. But Lacey Evans comes out, gets all mad that the crowd's booing her, cuts the promo, pretty much the same as last week. And then she walks out. And it's great heel tactics. But who's the bad guy? Is Lacey the bad guy because she fought for our country and did all these amazing things as a Marine? Or is the crowd supposed to be the bad guy for booing her? Like, I think Lacey Evans has the potential to be great, especially as a heel, but I have no idea where this gimmick's going. And I just don't know.
I don't know.
Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, attempt number 2.
Here we go again. Woohoo!
And for some reason, in this, before the match, Butch jumped out of the ring, went for the bell. Sheamus went out after him, leaving Ridge Holland all by himself in the ring. Butch rings the bell, and all of a sudden, instead of McIntyre and Sheamus, it's McIntyre and Ridge. I didn't know that was in the rule book, but I guess whatever gets you there. And the commentary, Michael Cole. We understand that Sheamus and Drew McIntyre is going to happen. Nobody here is that dumb, especially when you say it 80 times in 4 minutes. We get it. We will eventually get McIntyre versus Sheamus. God. And now we got Theory and Madcap Moss. Not sure why Theory's on SmackDown, but whatever. I'm all for more of Don't Call Him Austin Theory. So Paul Heyman, before Madcap goes out there, offers Madcap, if he is able to beat the holy bejesus out of Theory, a one-on-one title match with Roman. And all the great that would have been done. Pretty much the same thing that Heyman offered Theory.
I know you. You know you. And I know you know that I know you.
Madcap was like, whatever, dude. Took off. Paul Heyman just so good, so funny. And this was a great match. Had a lot of good false finishes. And then you end up having the DQ finish, which I'm okay with that. Theory is the bad guy. That's his job. And then Theory says he doesn't care. He's going to cash in at SummerSlam and win the titles. Sami Zayn comes out to demand an apology for the Bloodline because he's disrespecting the Bloodline by threatening to cash in the Money in the Bank. Theory's like, you got one arm. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? And then the Usos music hits. Theory goes running the other way into the waiting arms of Madcap Moss. And Madcap gets his revenge for Theory whacking him over the face with the briefcase. So that was all right. I don't know what angle they're going with as far as with Paul Heyman. I don't know if this is an attempt to turn Theory face or at least setting the seeds for it. I'm not quite sure, but I trust Paul and his creativeness. So we're going to let it ride. So it gets announced after Theory and Madcap that Lesnar will be back on SmackDown next week in Boston, home of Sasha Banks. And Boston, they love their own. And you add wrestling to Boston. I would be very disappointed if we didn't get a Sasha chant. I would love to see that. That would be. So anybody in Boston that sees this and is going, give me Sasha, a Sasha chant. Also, Liv and Rousey are set to face off. I don't know how I feel about that one, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Finally, we're on to the main event. Uso and D'Angelo Dawkins with Sami Zayn and commentary. So Dawkins got the win on Uso. The shoulder was up. Ref was like halfway knocked out. Charles Robinson was a referee. And Adam Pearce comes out and says, we all know that both of you have been screwed over by rough calls and officiating. So our special guest referee for this tag team match at SummerSlam, Double J, Jeff Jarrett. And then the Usos and the Street Profits went back to brawling all the way till they faded off into black. overall, it was a great show. I enjoyed it. Got a little flat towards the middle, but then picked back up. So it's a good show. I'm happy with it. And we'll see you Monday with whatever I come up with for the Monday morning video. And don't forget, Raw is next week. Raw is Monday night as well. Nothing's changing there. I will still be watching Monday Night Raw, even though I think the Home Run Derby is at the same time. Nonetheless, we will see you next time on the Dylan Hodder Show. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss all the fun stuff I got coming next week. We'll see you next time.